Good day. My name is Suneeti and I am here to present my design in semester 6, which is staff housing for Marian Higher Education campus. The aim of the project was to design a multi-storied apartment for the staff of the campus. This aim was achieved after conducting a detailed study of the neighborhood context, site, and after studying certain design parameters such as services, structural system, massing, so as to arrive at an optimal design solution. For this, I have done data collection and 2 case studies in order to acquire more knowledge about the apartment design. The project which I chose for my literature case study is Axis Vanam by the Purple Ink Studio. The concept of the project was to design a building which could condense the gap between the green spaces and the built environment. For this, spaces such as balconies and planting decks were used in the design. After a year of construction, it was analyzed that only 3 out of total 20 units actually maintain the green. This proved that creating spaces for growing greens alone would not help in binding the building to the green. It all depends on the people's initiative to maintain the green. Talking about the concept, the basic idea of the design is to create voids between the volume of the building. Since the site's greatest advantage is the wind from the seaside, it is effectively put into use here by creating voids at different positions so as to let the wind flow through the building. This is the diagrammatic representation of how air can flow within the building through voids in a same level. The voids separate close apartments but build other kinds of connection. German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche has quoted that if you look long enough into the void begins to look back through you. Thus, voids help in connecting the people to nature, help in relieving their stress, help in shaping or reshaping their thoughts. Based on this, there are 2 kinds of voids: functional voids and cognitive voids. Functional voids are voids which can serve certain functions. Examples are terraces, balconies, and transition spaces or foyers which are seen in every house. And cognitive voids are voids which deal with the perceptual and visual effect, such as social interaction, sunlight, views, leisure, stress relief, and ventilation. This concept was inspired by the building where I spent my childhood. There was a huge courtyard where all the children used to have fun. The openness in the plan and the large breathing void is the key highlight of the building, which always kept the common spaces well lit and ventilated, as seen in the figure. It is a space where people often socialize and also use for their personal needs. Therefore, this is an example of a functional cum cognitive void. Thus, voids can help in providing more light, absorbs noise, and enhances air floating. This is a diagrammatic representation of voids placed at different intermediate levels and how air flows within the voids. The idea of air floating was chosen to lessen the impact of climate and propose spaces less hot, less humid within the apartments. This is how the form is developed, where at first it was considered as a single block with all the apartments zoned within the block, and then open spaces or voids were formed within the structure, though in the same level. Then after that, each level was placed at intermediate positions so as to create more open spaces between them. My special design topic for this project is split-level seating stairs. As seen earlier, since the voids are placed at different intermediate positions, split-level stairs are designed which connects the voids and lets the people from one floor to another communicate. The position of the split level is such that a person standing there can view both the voids. The space is always well ventilated and is always lit. Area programming and zoning. The horizontal zoning on the function diagram is such that all the spaces are linked to voids. The function diagram shows the proximity of all the spaces to the voids. And two apartment units share a common void. This is an area programming chart which is developed after case studies and standards, and the function diagram shows how each space links to the void with respect to the concept. Talking about the vertical zoning, the parking amenities are zoned in the ground floor, above which is the first floor where there are amenities and the guest suites. Above the amenities in the first floor are the residential suites, which consists of 2 BHK and 3 BHK, and towards the left are the guest suites and the 1 BHK from the 4th to the 8th floor onwards. Talking about the site layout, the main entry to the site is from the northwest part of the site. The 6.5 meter road directly leads to the entry lobby, which further leads to the shaded parking. The entry to the main lobby from the main road is indicated. There is an entry from the shaded parking directly to the main lobby, as indicated. This is done so that it is easier for the residents to access the lobby rather than going to the main entrance, and it is needed in cases where residents have to load or unload goods, luggages, etc. As a person enters the lobby through the parking, there is a direct view to the courtyard such that the parking, lobby, courtyard are aligned in an axis to each other as shown. There is a direct entry from the courtyard to the pool area as indicated. The pool area has all the services associated to it, such as the pool room, pump room, changing room, etc. Besides the parking and the guest lounge is the main service core, where the electrical room, generator room and the pump room is situated. The fire escape staircases is provided in the northeast corner and the southwest corner of the site. The first floor plan is such that all the amenities are aligned within the voids. The yoga deck and the gym share a common void, and the indoor recreation area as well as the guest lounge share a common void. There are two small voids between which is the common seating area. All these voids are aligned in the X and the Y axis as shown. The guest lounge in the same floor has an open plan arrangement such that from the living area all the spaces can be directly accessed. The second floor cum third floor plan shows the typical 3 BHK and 2 BHK units and the 1 BHK unit. This is the typical 3B or the 2 BHK unit. This sheet shows the plan of a typical 2 BHK unit where there are two voids adjacent to the dining area and one balcony and a foyer space to the living area, adjacent to the living area. The jali wall in the foyer and the windows in the balcony wall ensures that the living area is well ventilated, and the void terrace spaces adjacent to the dining area makes sure that the space is well ventilated. The window in the kitchen lets out the smell from the kitchen due to the direction of wind. These are the views from different positions in the apartment, and this is a 3D view of a typical 2 BHK apartment unit. The sections show the split level stairs explained earlier between the voids and the cross section of the void spaces. These are the elevations. These are the views. Thank you.